Okay, Module 9, Homework 2. We are going to review equations of lines. So the first thing we have, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Standard form is going to be ax plus by equals c. And we have a note that says a, b, and c cannot be fractions. So anytime we have fractions, we're going to multiply to get rid of them. So our first example says, write the equation in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b of the line that has a slope. Slope is always m, so m equals -3, and a y-intercept of 0, 7, and the y-intercept is always b. So we're going to take those and we're going to plug them right into our formula to get slope-intercept form. So this next one says, find the equation of the line with the slope of 11/10 passing through the point -10, -31. So we have to write our answer in slope-intercept form. So we are going to use the slope m and the given point here to find the missing b value in this formula. So we have m equals 11/10. We have the point -10, -31, which gives us x equals -10 and y equals -31. So now we're going to plug that in for y equals mx plus b. So we're going to put 11/10 in for m. We're going to put -10 in for x, and we are going to put -31 in for y. So once we do that, we can cancel the 10s. That's going to give us a -1. So we end up with -11 plus b, and this is a basic equation that we can solve. So we get -20 equals b. So now we have b and we have m. So we're going to do the second part here that says plug the missing b and the m into our formula. So we've got y equals mx plus b, and we are putting 11/10 in for m, and we are putting -20 in for b. So this one says, find a perpendicular line to this line, and it needs to pass through this given point. And we have to write it in slope-intercept form. So before we do anything, perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. This means you take the original slope. So our original slope is going to be m equals -1/8. That's coming from here. And we're going to change the sign. So it's going to be positive, and then we are going to flip the fraction. So it becomes +8/1. That's going to be our new slope. So we're going to use the new slope, m equals 8, and then we're going to use the point that gives us x equals -1 and y equals 6. So now we have 6 equals our m, which is 8, times our x, which is -1, and b is what we need to find. So we end up with 6 equals negative 8 plus b, and we can add that 8 to the other side, and we get 14 equals b. So now that we have 14 equals b, and we have our slope m equals 8, we're going to write it as y equals 8x plus 14. So this next one asks us to find the equation of the line that passes through the given point, and it is parallel to the given line. So first, parallel lines have equal slopes, so we are going to write the given equation as y equals mx plus b. So let's do that first. We can't tell the slope from this form because that is standard form, and we need it as y equals mx plus b so we can find m. So let's add that 3x to the other side, and we get 2y equals 3x plus 8. Notice we wrote the x first because y equals mx plus b, the x comes first. Then we're going to divide by that 2 to get y equals, and this is going to give us 3 over 2, and then we get 8 over 2, which equals positive 4. So now that this equation is written as y equals mx plus b, we can get the slope that we need, which is going to be 3 over 2. Now, parallel lines have equal slopes. So we're going to use that slope the way that it is. In the last example, we flipped it. We had perpendicular slopes, so we changed the sign and we flipped it. This one, we have parallel slopes, so we're going to use the slope that we found. So now we have m equals 3 over 2. And then we are getting x equals 5 from this point, and y equals 2. So we're going to find the missing b. Oh, my 2 didn't write. Hold on. 3 over 2. So now we have we're going to plug the 2 in for y. We're going to plug the 3 over 2 in for m. And we're going to plug the 5 in for x. And then we have plus b. Now we've been working on getting rid of those denominators. And so our LCD here is going to be 2. So we're going to multiply by 2 to get rid of this fraction. Let me rewrite this before we do that. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room. So we're going to multiply by 2 here. We're going to multiply by 2 here, and we're going to multiply by 2 here. So we get 4 equals, this 2 cancels the 2 on bottom. That's the whole point. We want to get rid of that denominator. 3 times 5 stays. Nothing happens to that. And we get 2 times b, which is 2b. So now we have b equals negative 11 over 2. So we did all of that to find that. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room here. And so now that we have m here, we use the same slope because they're parallel lines. We have our b here, so we can plug those into our formula. So I'm going to So we get y equals 3 over 2x minus 11 over 2. So this next one asks us to write the equation. We're not just finding the slope this time, we're writing the equation. So first we're going to find the y-intercept, which is our b value. So the y-intercept is always where the graph crosses the y-axis. So this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. So our b is going to equal 2. Then to find the slope, we're going to count the rise over run. So for us to do that, we need some more points on this graph. So the first thing that we can identify is this line is going downhill. So we know that our slope is going to be negative. And so when we count this, we're going down 1, right? Down 1 over 1, 2. So down 1 to the right, 1, 2. So that's going to give us a slope of negative 1 over 2. And that slope continues. You can keep counting that. Down 1 over 1, 2. Down 1 over 1, 2. Down 1 over 1, 2. And it keeps going like that. Then we plug these into our formula. So we have y equals m, which is negative 1/2, our slope. And then x, and our b is positive 2. So this next one asks us to find the equation of the line. So we're going to be writing y equals mx plus b again. And we're given 2 points this time. We've got point 1, which is negative 5, 0. And then we have point 2, which is 5, negative 5. So anytime we're given 2 points, we're going to find the slope. And the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to start with this point, and we're going to do y minus y. So I like to set up my slope formula, put my negatives in, and then we're going to do y minus y and x minus x. So again, we're going to do y minus y. So we get 0 minus negative 5. And then we're going to do x minus x. If we start with this point for the y's, then we have to start with this same point for the x's. So we're going to put negative 5 first. I color coordinated it so you could see we started with the orange point and we ended with the green point. So this is going to give us 0 plus 5 over negative 5 minus 5. So right now we have m equals negative 1/2. So now that we have m, we can pick one of these points. We have 2 to pick from. I'm going to use this first one, and that gives us x equals -5. And then that gives us y equals zero. And we already found m equals -1/2. So we're going to plug that into y equals mx plus b, and we're going to find that missing b value. Remember, we found that before. So now we have 0 equals -1/2, x is -5, and we have plus b. So again, we can get rid of this fraction by multiplying by the LCD. We only have one denominator here, so our LCD is going to be 2. So I'm going to give myself a little more room. And we're going to multiply by 2 here, by 2 here, and by 2 here. So that gives us 2 times 0 is 0. Then our 2's cancel, and we have -1 times -5 and 2b. So now we can finish this one. We've got 0 equals 5 plus 2b, and we're going to get that b by itself. So we're minusing 5 from both sides. And we get -5 equals 2b, and divide by 2, and we get -5 over 2 equals b. So now we have our m and our b, and we're going to plug them in. So our m is -1/2, and our b is -5 over 2. Our m comes from there, and our b from there. So this next one, we are again writing the equation of the line. Since this is a vertical line, we know that vertical lines always have an equation of x equals a number, and then horizontal lines are always y equals a number. So since this is passing through the point -5 on the x-axis, x goes left and right, y goes up and down. So this gives us the equation x equals -5. Now, if this was a horizontal line, right, let me add a line for you. And we were asked to write the equation of that line, we would see that this is passing through. Here we've got -2, -4, -6. That's passing through -8, so that would be y equals -8. So horizontal lines are y equals a number, and vertical lines are x equals a number. And in rushing through, typing this up for you guys, this is definitely a spelling error. Vertical lines is spelled incorrectly. There may be some more spelling errors. I kind of typed this up quick for you guys. And then the last one is writing the equation in standard form. So standard form is ax plus by equals c, and we're not allowed to have fractions. So we are going to take this and we are going to multiply by the LCD. Now, since we only have one denominator, it's a 4, our LCD is going to be that. So our LCD is 4. So we are going to multiply by 4, multiply by 4, and multiply by 4. So we get 4y equals, our 4's cancel. So we're just left with negative 7x. And again, our 4's cancel, and we're just left with negative 17. So now we're going to add 7 to both sides. And when we add that, we've got to add the 7 and the x because those are attached with multiplication. So we're going to add it to both sides. And when we write that, we want to write the x term first so it matches our formula. So our formula has the x term first, so we're going to put our x term first. And then it has the y term second, so we're going to write our y term second. And then this is just going to equal negative 17, which would be the c value, or the number without the letter. So our standard form is 7x plus 4y equals negative 17.